Welcome back to another episode of Important Miscellaneous Talks. I am your host, Glassware Crossfield, and today we have a very special guest with us. Please introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? This is Rob Chan. Nice to meet you all.
All right, so for the people that don't know who you are, please explain.
Hey, guys. So, this is Rob. I was actually born in Hong Kong, raised in Jamaica. So, I grew up in Jamaica for like 13 years. And then I moved here to the US, came here for high school, for college, studied finance here in the Bay Area, San Jose State. And basically, after I graduated, worked at a few different companies and just really fell in love with helping people in the financial industry, because there's a huge need for this information. There's a lack of education out there.
Hmm.
And that's what I wanted to pursue. I wanted to pursue a business where we could really help people, really make a difference. But one of the other main reasons why I love this business is because you get to be your own boss.
Mm.
Never wanted to work for someone else, never wanted to work a 9 to 5 job for 30, 40 years. I've always wanted to work for myself, be my own boss, control my own time, and be able to live the American dream. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you think more high schools should implement financial literacy courses and colleges as well?
Yes, absolutely. I was just reading some financial statistics, and the crazy thing is, less than half of the states require financial literacy, financial education.
But they require art.
Yeah. Think about they require art, science, they require maybe some states have sex education, but
Yeah.
everyone uses money. No matter what you do in life, we all use money. So wouldn't it make sense to teach people how money works?
Yes. Do do
Right.
do you also believe that? I mean, why do you think it is? Why do you think there's a lack of emphasis of financial literacy in the schools?
I really believe there's a lack of financial literacy because the government, they want to control what's out there. They want to control the information.
Mm.
The system is created in a way to help certain people win and certain for most people to fail. And think about this: we are raised our whole life to go to school. They teach us how to go to a college, get a degree, and then when you work, people start working at a job, make good income, but they never teach us what to do with it, and it's for a reason
Mm.
because they want people to just get distracted with sports, with politics, with media, but people don't know how money works, so they're distracted. And the institutions that's really taking advantage of most people are number one, banks. They give us nothing, and they're making a ton of money.
Mm.
And the second institution that's making a lot of money from us is the IRS. They're teaching people to put money into certain plans like 401ks, IRAs, pensions, and all those plans. And a lot of those plans have failed millions of people, and they still offer it today. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's interesting because I think I agree with you. I think the government's kind of doing that on purpose, but I think there's so much information is out there that a lot of people are not really going to take the initiative. So a lot of people, even with the financial literacy courses, are still going to practice those same bad financial literacy habits that they have. So I don't even think that once financial literacy courses are implemented, that it's going to have the traverse effect that a lot of government officials think it would.
Mm-hmm. It is really up to the individual too. We can't
Yes.
just blame it on those institutions. We can't just blame it on them. You just have to have a desire to learn, because we can lead a horse to water, but we can't force him to drink.
Facts.
Right?
And I've been a lot of your Instagram, and you absolutely despise the 401k. So, what do you think is the more ideal retirement strategy?
Yeah. So if you do research, you'll see. If you guys type up 401k failure, 401k statistics, you'll see a lot of people can't retire with it. Think about putting money into a plan. First of all, they don't teach people how it works. And people are putting money into a plan. They have no idea how it works. They don't know the rules. They don't understand how it's being invested. There's no guarantees. And when you retire, the IRS is going to take 35, 50% of your money. Right.
Wow.
So People are not educated, number one, and they've never done research on it. They just expect it's the best thing and they just sign up because everyone's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, because of studying finance for so many years and actually working in the financial industry and actually helping clients and investing my own money into these plans, I believe the best plan that's going to work long term, that's guaranteed to be there, it's called a properly structured, max funded index universal life policy. And
Interesting.
this is where wealthy families put their money. Families like families like the Rockefellers. Have you heard of them before?
Oh, of
Yep.
course.
Families like Walt Disney, J.C. Penney, people like Ray Kroc, the highest millionaires and billionaires, they actually put a lot of their money here because of these few reasons right here. Number one, it is you can become your own bank. So in these plans, if you fund it right, that's why I say max funded, properly structured. If you fund it correctly, you can basically use it like your own bank. So wealthy families, they don't borrow money from the bank, pay 5, 10, 15% interest. They take money out of their own bank. And while they're using that money, the money in these plans are continuing to grow like it hasn't been touched. So it's called uninterrupted compound interest. It's
Hmm.
a,
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
powerful concept that's being brought to a lot of people right now because of social media. Before, no one really heard about this. Number two reason why this is good is because this is an index strategy. So there's three ways to grow your money. You can grow it fixed, you can grow it variable, which is like the stock market, but you can grow it index strategy. Have you guys heard of that before?
I've heard of index funds before, but I haven't really honed in on the term index.
Okay. Index fund still goes up and down with the market. Like today, the market is down. So even if your money's in an index fund, you can still go up and down. But an index strategy follows one of these indexes that you hear about. But the only difference is you can capture the gains. So you can get the gains of the market up to like 10, 15, 20, 25 or more. But if the market goes down, you're guaranteed zero. So you don't lose.
Got you.
So there's funds out there like that where you can actually grow your money if you're educated. Number
Mhm.
three benefit of this plan is a tax shelter. You can grow your wealth in these plans. You can access it tax-free whenever you need it. 401k, you have to wait until you turn 59 and a half to use it.
Wow.
In these plans,
But
you basically access your money within a couple of years and you don't have to pay 50% penalty and taxes. You can just access it if you need it. Number four is there's no restrictions. You can basically use this for anything. And number five is this is how wealthy families create generational wealth. This is how they leave a legacy. So that's why I think it's the best plan long term for retirement. If you just save into this constantly, annually or monthly, you're guaranteed to have something in the future, depending on how much you save. Make sense?
so this plan that you're speaking of, this is something that anyone like a middle class person can do and have access to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Our company, we teach middle income families what wealthy families do, what the top 5%. And we offer products and services that's available to the wealthy, available to everyone. And we provide this information free of charge, whether it's one-on-one or whether it's through like a group presentation over Zoom or in person. That's what our company does.
Fantastic.
Do you
Mhm.
think the wealthy, it seems they have access more to information like this? Do you think it's because they educate themselves, or because you're wealthy, certain doors and opportunities open? Not saying that they're more necessarily more knowledgeable than we are, but they kind of have an edge because they're wealthy to um, plans like this.
Yeah. I would say back then it could be the case. Back then, when there was no social media, where there was no internet, no YouTube, maybe they had an edge back then. But I feel like now, as long as you're willing to learn, you have the desire to get educated, you can learn anything nowadays. You could search anything on social media, YouTube, you can buy books and read anything nowadays. So the
I,
information now is available now more than ever.
I
Okay.
I think where the rich have a true advantage of is well, not all of them, but a lot of them have the parents to pass on the good financial habits to teach them these things
Yeah,
that they don't
I
really have to
believe
go
that's
out and
true.
search for it.
That's true. That's true. Instead of searching for it, they do this and they love their family and their children and they want to leave a legacy. So they
Mm.
teach their children this. At dinner tables, they're talking about how to improve their family's wealth, create a bigger legacy, make a bigger impact. And some family tables, they're talking about sports and they're talking about politics.
Mm.
You know, they're talking about the next Jordans. They're not talking about protecting your wealth and being able to get even wealthier, you know?
Got you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a big one.
Uh,
I would say because they're wealthy, they do know people that have access to certain information. And one thing that I realized after just talking to a lot of wealthy people, um, a lot of people actually become wealthy. They were not born wealthy, but they become wealthy. They just have that desire and that mindset of they just always want to learn. Their mind is like a sponge. They're
mm.
always asking questions. They're always asking an expert in their field for knowledge, for advice. Because if someone had 10 years of experience in accounting, why not ask them on how to improve your taxes instead of doing it yourself, like researching on Google, right? If someone had experience in fitness, why don't you go ask them how to get the body shape that you want instead of asking someone that's not fit, right?
Someone already went through what you're trying to do right now, so why not just get the cheat sheet?
Sure.
That's true. That's true.
So, growing up in Jamaica, how would you describe that? At what age did you move to Jamaica?
When I was 1 years old,
When you were 1 years old. Okay. So how, and then what age did you leave?
I left around 14, 15 years old.
How was that experience for you?
It was normal for me because I don't remember leaving Hong Kong to go to
Right.
Jamaica, so I pretty much felt like I grew up there. But it was a cool experience, but it was also a challenging experience if you see it as a challenge because imagine being the only black kid in an Asian country.
Hmm.
I'm sure that would be different than growing up where it's normal, right? So
Right.
I was the only Asian kid in a school full of Jamaicans, and it was different because I was different. They would pick on me. They would uh, make racist jokes and comments, and it's normal, right? And it was also dangerous growing up in Jamaica too. Like we didn't go out much. Jamaica is a second, third world country, and a lot of Asian people go there to start a business. So basically, we were home most of the time. You know, we were
Mm.
in our home. We wouldn't go out too late at night. We wouldn't go to clubs or dance halls because you can get in trouble. Someone could rob you at any time. Someone can kidnap you. So we never really went out because it was dangerous.
What made your family migrate to Jamaica for business?
Yeah, for business. So my parents were like dirt poor. They had no money growing up in Hong Kong. And they had an opportunity to go to Jamaica because we had some family there. And they took that opportunity, sold everything, moved to Jamaica. My mom, my dad, my older brother, myself, four of us. We moved to Jamaica. And my parents started working for my uncles and aunts in their supermarket, and they just
Mm.
worked, started to learn the patois, the language in Jamaica. They started to basically learn word for word, and they worked hard, saved enough money to open up their own business, and they were just great examples. I
Nice.
would I would say I learned so much from my parents. They just have the mindset of no excuses, moved to another country, didn't speak the English, didn't speak patois or English, and they're able to learn everything just by working hard. They work 6, 7 days a week. They saved probably 80, 90% of their money that they worked hard for,
Wow. With a family. Wow.
made good investments, and they're able to retire in their 50s, are able to take care of their children, me and my brother, put us into good schools, put us into good colleges. And
Oh my
I
God.
learned a lot from my parents growing up, you know?
Um, is it safe to say that you guys embraced the Jamaican culture?
Yeah, I would say we embrace it. I love Jamaica. I understand certain places. All countries have like bad neighborhoods, good neighborhoods, but I love Jamaica. I would go back there in a heartbeat just to vacation, not to live there.
So, what's your favorite Jamaican food?
Too many. There's too many, man. We have a Jamaican restaurant here in San Jose, California. But I love jerk chicken. I love oxtail. I
You
love
said
their stewed chicken.
oxtail. Nice. Not oxtails like a lot of Americans says. Oxtail. Good.
Yep. Juicy beef patties. Those are so delicious.
Yo, that is great. Do you think the experience that you had in Jamaica shaped your characteristics in a positive way or more so a negative way?
At first when I first came here, it was maybe a negative way. I was very shy. I was very introverted. I was very scared to talk to people. I never really what was never very confident in high school, college, because I felt like of where I grew up. But then coming into a business like this and being around the right people, the right associations, the right mentors really helped me grow out of my comfort zone and helped me to become a better version of myself, you know?
Did you
So,
did you feel like coming to the States they were more accepting of your culture and background?
of course, yeah, in America, it's cool. People are like, oh, really? You're from Jamaica? Man, that's so awesome. Say
Mm,
something, because America is just, I'm not sure if it's the whole America, but I came here in California, so it's very diverse here.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
I went to another state, it could have been different. But
Mm,
California is extremely diverse. Silicon Valley, there's all types of people from everywhere. So I think they were more accepting here for sure.
got you.
Hmm.
Oh, I thought you question.
You speak patois?
Pardon me?
Oh, okay.
No, he actually do.
I was saying if you speak patois, like fluent.
Yeah, yeah, man. So me come from Jamaica, me speak a little bit of patois.
No way! You speak way better than me. I'm first generation born in America. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I actually can't speak it too much. It's very, very, very rusty.
Yeah, that clip better go viral. So, I had a question. Um, what made you want to get into the financial literacy space?
So I studied finance. I studied finance and I uh I got the degree because I know that finance is a good degree to get because everyone needs help with money. But I never wanted to work for a corporation, work at a job, 9 to 5, budget their finances. And I actually was looking for something. I was looking for something, and a friend of mine introduced me to this business, and I really saw the lack of education out there. I saw that most people can't retire, millions of people, 75, 80% of people can't retire.
Mm,
I see most people don't even have $1,000 for an emergency, like 60% of people. And I just saw that there was a huge need for education. And once I learned what this company does and how we help people, our mission in our business is no family left behind. And
that's
it's not just helping the rich, it's helping everyone, whether someone has 50, $100 to save, or whether it's saving 100, 200 grand a month. We could help everybody, you know?
Did you feel any pressure coming to the States to be successful?
No, I didn't feel any pressure. I just felt like my parents gave us an opportunity to go to college here, to go to school, high school, college. I just felt like it was just my obligation because they've done so much, sacrificed so much. I didn't really see my parents growing up. They were working 6, 7 days a week.
Oh,
So my parents really sacrificed so much of their time and efforts. They sent us to school abroad because it's safer here, better education. They actually stayed in Jamaica, so they never moved here.
Wow.
My parents never moved there. I came here, moved in with my uncle, and then I went to college, been living on my own since like 14, 15 years old.
Wow.
My parents. So yeah, I just felt like it was my obligation. After graduating college, I basically just felt like it was a need. I had to do something with my life instead of making it a waste. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you, when it comes to financial literacy, how well does credit play into that?
Credit is pretty important because think about the American culture. The American culture is spend money. One of the questions that you asked me was what are some of the biggest mistakes that people make in America?
Mhm.
Number one is they don't pay themselves first. Wealthy people, they pay themselves first. So let's say you make $3,000 a month, they pay themselves first, like 10% at least minimum. So they save $300 out of that 3,000, and then the rest they can spend and do whatever they want with it. But the American culture is they spend first and then save what's left, which is usually nothing. All right.
Yeah.
The second thing they do is they keep up with the Joneses. Man, their friends are buying chains and
Mhm.
shoes and hats, and they're buying luxury brands. And they're always trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're trying to buy cars. They're trying to buy everything that they can't afford. And number three is they buy things on credit. So they're buying things that they don't even have the money to pay for. For example, if you want to buy, say you want to buy some Jordans, you buy $200 of Jordans on credit card. Now you owe $200 on your credit card. And that credit card charges you 16 to 24% interest. And most people have never been taught how interest works. I'll just give you a simple formula to calculate interest. It's called a rule of 72. Have you heard of that?
I've not.
No.
No, you guys have never heard of this? Man, this is one of the most important things when it comes down to finance is knowing the three rules of money. And rule number one is called the rule of 72. So how it works is you take 72, you divide it by your interest. And that equals the number of years it takes your money to double, or it takes your debt to double. So let's just use an easy example. Let's say you owe $1,000. You spend $1,000 on some shoes, and let's say the interest, let's say they charge 24% on that credit card. All right.
Mhm.
We take 72 divided by 24%. That's 3 years. So it would take this money, this $1,000 in 3 years. Now you owe $2,000. In another 3 years, you now owe not 3,000. Now you owe double, 4,000. In another 3 years, you would owe 8,000, and then 16.
Right.
So that's how interest works. It's called compound interest. It could work against you, which is what most people do. They just spend money, and they get charged 5%, 10%, 15% on student loans, credit cards, buying a car, right? And then they earn literally 0 to 1. The banks are giving them 0% in their savings. They're buying stuff, and they're getting charged 5, 10, 15, 24%. Can you see why most people can't get ahead now? Because you're paying interest. They're always paying interest, but they're not earning interest. Do you think you can get ahead paying interest, never earning interest?
Yo.
So you said that's how it works against you. So how can it work
For you.
for you?
Yeah. So let's say you find a good savings plan, not savings account, but like a good investment plan or retirement plan that can give you, let's say 10%, 8 to 10%. Let's say you can find something that gives you 10. If you take 72 divided by 10, that money doubles every 7.2 years. So let's say you start saving, let's say you save $10,000. Let's say how old are you guys?
25. Well, yeah, he just turned 26.
Okay. So let's say 26. You're 26. Let's say you have 10 grand in your bank. After 7.2 years, now you're going to have 20 grand. So 7 years, that's 33. In 33, you're going to have 20 grand. Let's say you add another 7 years. Now you're 40. Now you're going to have 40 grand. You add another seven years. Now you're going to have 80,000. You see how money can work for you if you save early, you give it time to grow.
Yeah.
What do you think about Roth IRAs?
Roth IRAs are good. It's
Okay.
better than 401ks, IRAs, because it's after tax. You're putting money that's after tax into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Roth IRAs are a good option. If you understand what you're investing in, it could be good.
Okay.
But if you're just picking random like stocks or mutual funds and you don't really understand, you could still lose money, because a Roth IRA is still invested in the stock market. So you can
Fluctuates.
make money, you could lose money.
What do you think is the most important lesson that you've learned about financial literacy?
The most important thing about finance, I would say, is pay yourself first. Have you guys heard of that?
So when you say pay yourself first, I'm trying to think. I know what you mean, but kind of. So let's say I get a check for $2,000 payday. You saying like, do I take out the money that, like, let's say I want to pay myself $500. I take out the money and just put that to the side?
Yes. So that's one of the most important things that wealthy people know how to do. It's called pay yourself first. So it doesn't matter how much you get paid a month. It could be 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. If you don't build a habit now when you're young, you're going to never have this habit when you're 40, 50, 60 years old. That's why I meet with so many people in their 50s, 60s, and they don't have much saved because it's just been a bad habit to spend and they don't save. So pay yourself first basically means you determine that percentage. It could be 5, 10, 15, 20%. Let's just use an easy number, 10%. If you're getting paid $2,000, 10% is how much?
200.
$200. So imagine if you have that discipline to just take out $200, put it somewhere that you don't really see it, that you can't touch it. You move it out first before you buy anything, before you pay your bills, before you do anything. You pay yourself first, then you can use the rest for other stuff.
Got you, for the necessities. Okay.
But what's the American culture? They spend it on everything first. All the bills, all their
utilities.
utilities, and a lot of people nowadays, they just have bad habits of drinking, smoking, all these different things.
Partying,
it goes to that first, and then they don't save anything, right?
Yeah, because I thought that's how it's always, like, even for me. As soon as I got paid, I pay my bills first, and then whatever I have left, that's what I'll use. I never really knew that was a bad habit of doing things. I just thought it always was.
It sounds counterintuitive. It sounds like, I need to pay my bills in order to, have the lights on and keep the water running. So it doesn't sound smart on paper anyway to say, well, I'm gonna make sure I take care of myself first before the necessities.
I mean, if you're making money just to pay for the bills and food, it makes sense. It'd be hard to save money.
Right.
But I always tell people, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it.
That is a fact.
I read this article, like some of the best cultures in saving, from my experience, is Chinese, because even I read this article that says some average people over there, they make very little income. They make like maybe $500 a month. Some people make $1,000 a month, but they still find a way to save 30 to 50% of their money. They find ways to cut costs. They find ways to reduce, like cable. Like, do you really need cable? Or is that something that you feel like you need to have because you need to watch the New York Knicks or you need to watch the Lakers, right?
That's literally I only have cable, literally. Wow.
Or maybe just some other things like people have net, just there's a lot of different expenses that people feel like they need. But if you really, really want to save, you'll find ways to save. If you really want to spend, you'll find ways to spend, right?
Facts.
So I believe no matter what you make, you can find a way to save, even if it's like $10, $20, like something.
Um, this way of thinking and growing up like you did, it seems to be more common in foreigners, people that are not from America, whether it be, Indian people, whether it be, African peoples. It's mostly found in, foreigners. How come when it comes to Americans, because I wasn't, born here either. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. And it's like when I have this conversation with Americans, some do get offended because it's like, you're lazy. People come here and outwork the American people, and it's usually because of where we come from. Like a sense of complacency when it comes to American people. And, it's something as simple as just having a passport, to a typical American, it's no rush. But it's like to someone like me, getting a citizenship or permanent resident or a passport is like everything. I'm eager, to get to that. Why do you think that is?
It's just normal. Like you grew up somewhere, it just becomes the norm. It becomes the norm to get influenced by media, by politics, by parents, by teachers. So if it's normal to just depend on the government to provide for you, then that's going to be their mindset, right? But if certain people come, like I respect Africans so much. We have a lot of Africans in our business doing extremely, extremely well. And they're so educated. And think about the African culture, how they grew up. It's tough. Most people don't have good places to stay, to live. They walk barefoot. Most of them don't have shoes. And there's so much competition to even come to America.
Mm.
Don't take it for granted.
Right,
Like you have to study so hard, to be the best in your class to even get an opportunity to get selected to come here. It's like the lottery system,
The
right?
lottery.
Wow.
And if you get selected to come here for school, you're not going to mess around. You're like, hey, this is my chance to provide for my family back home in Africa. This is my chance to give my family that financial freedom. The dreams I had, this is the opportunity. So they don't play around.
Yeah.
They come here and they work hard. They don't watch TV much. They just a lot of Africans I know, they work 18, 20 hours a day. They barely sleep.
That's
They want it so bad, you know?
Yeah.
I get that. You have to fight so hard just to get here. You feel like I can't squander this opportunity. But when you're born into the opportunity, you kind of fool yourself into believing, well, I have time, or I'll do it whenever I get the chance to, or it will just come to me, rather than going out and get it yourself.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's why it's good to have people that's immigrants. It's good to have immigrant friends. It's good to have people that's from another country so that you can adopt their mindset.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the biggest piece of advice that you would want to give your younger self?
The biggest piece of advice, honestly, I'll tell you, when I first came here, I didn't really take it. Um, I just came here because I just felt like my parents wanted me to go to school here. I didn't take it seriously, so I didn't really take school seriously. Graduated, barely did the least amount of studying just to graduate to get by. And once I graduated, I was like, man, I really, really need to do something with my life because I don't want to waste my family's hard work and income and money that they invested in me. So advice I would give to my younger self is I would just say, hey man, like work on yourself.
Mm,
Work on yourself because nowadays in the marketplace, you have to be able to add value to a company, add value to the marketplace for you to become successful because there's so much competition. And if you're not working on yourself every day, then someone's going to be ahead of you. Someone's going to get that position. Someone's going to get that job. Someone's going to beat you in business, right? So I would tell my younger self, like, dude, you really need to work on yourself every day, work on your mentality, work on your faith, work on your leadership, work on your people skills, work on your sales, negotiation skills, because all those skills are necessary no matter what you do,
Mhm.
right?
At what age did you start to see an uptrend in where you wanted to be in life?
At what age?
Yeah.
After college. So
So
after college, go ahead.
after college, that's when you start to see the tangible results of your hard work.
Oh, that's your question. So I would say, yeah, after college, like I said, I was just kind of lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what field I wanted to go in. And I went to this huge event. I went to this big event full of entrepreneurs, full of business owners, and I just saw a lot of people winning with their family. They had strong faith. They were making great income. They were extremely happy. They were living the American dream, and I just wanted that for myself and my future family. I was had a girlfriend at the time, but I wasn't married with kids, and that event just inspired me because I was around the right people, the right associations. So I decided to get good, just put in the work, get really master my craft and business, really focus on helping people. And then after 6 months to a year to 2 years, we started to see some results because of constant efforts, constant work,
And what age was that?
around like 24, 25.
Nice. That's that's a lot earlier than most.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, spectacular.
What do you say to people that college may not be their route, or school's not for me, or what would your advice be for them?
My advice for people that don't want to go to college, I would say if you look at some of the wealthiest people in the world, they dropped out of college. So I'm not against college. I am really for education, like intentional education, because I
Mhm.
really feel like I have a college degree, and honestly, probably 95% of the things I learned I've
Okay.
never used in business. So a bunch of stuff that they teach us in school is just to maybe take our money, or to just teach us things that won't benefit us. Make sense? So I would say for people that don't want to go to college, hey, find your passion. Right now, there's YouTube, there's books, there's certain influencers that you can listen to that have free podcasts, that have free YouTube channels, and you could literally learn anything you want to right now if you have that burning desire to win, that desire to master something, you know. And for example, if you're like, hey, I don't want to go to college, but I want to get really good in like a business like this, like finance. I've one of my mentors, his name is Mario. He came from Mexico. He didn't speak much English, you know, and he went to college, but college wasn't really for him. Dropped out of college, started in finance business at 19 years old. Didn't really speak much English, but he put in the work. He really went to all the trainings. He mastered his skills, mastered his leadership, his people skills, financial literacy. And now this guy is like 33 years old, making over $1 million passive income a year.
Passive? Wow.
Passive, whether he works or not,
Yo, can we get
80,
him on
100
here?
grand a month.
Holy Toledo, that's amazing. Wow.
So in America, there's so many opportunities. And if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because a passion of mine that I've been saying this for years is like real estate, something that I really want to get into. I do have certain advantages, but it's kind of, I would say it's kind of like difficult getting my foot in the door with that. But it's like you said, if you want it hard enough, like you do what you need and educate yourself. But that's something that I really want to submerge myself in, know the ins and outs of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would tell you, just talk to someone successful and ask them. Just say, hey, can I take you out for lunch? Can we do a quick Zoom chat? I'll send you a gift card. Hey, I love to pick your brain. Like, ask people that are successful, they don't mind helping other people that want to win because they've been there one point in their life.
LinkedIn is good for that. LinkedIn, if you like type in like real estate investor or whatever kind of thing, job title you're looking for in that industry, LinkedIn is good for that. I've talked to a few people like in the industry that I'm trying to break into, and they're like, you DM enough people, you'll get some answers back.
Yeah, absolutely. Ask and you shall receive, right?
Amen.
Like you asked me to do this, and I was like, all right, let's make it happen.
Real, and I made the right decision. Wow, learning a lot. So, how would you describe your daily routine?
So daily routine was something that was developed over time. So
Hmm.
like I'm very driven. I hate wasting time, and I don't sleep 8-10 hours a day like I used to when I was back in college. Right now, I would say I wake up early. I usually wake up around 5:30, 6 a.m. And then the first thing I do is read the Bible. I read my Bible app. I get closer to my faith because one of the most important things, in my opinion, to actually help you become successful is having a strong faith. They said if you have faith, you have no fear. And a lot of people in life, they have so much fear, anxiety, doubt because they don't have a lot of faith. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And if you have a strong faith, if you see some of the quotes behind me, it says, I can, with God, all things are possible. I'm with you always.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
he can give you the strength, the confidence to overcome all your fears, your doubts, get uncomfortable because I would say without faith, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So that's the first thing I do. And then the second thing I do is go to the gym. I'm a huge believer in fitness. I love challenging myself physically. So I go to the gym. I do like group workouts called F45. And I like those type of workouts because it's high intensity. You're always challenging yourself. You're becoming better every day. There's coaches there pushing you. And then I come back and get ready for work. And then I I go on a lot of appointments. There's two things I do. I help clients reach their goals financially. We help clients get to financial independence with a plan with their products and services. And the second thing I do is I help people that are entrepreneur minded, business minded. I train and develop leaders in our business all across the state to become successful, whether it's part-time or full-time in our business.
That is spectacular.
Yeah.
I hope
Then I fit in family time here and there.
that is so. When you're unmotivated, how do you combat that? Because
Great.
with your long, lengthy schedule, I know there's some days, man, you wake up, you just like, I just don't want to. 6 a.m. every morning is not easy for anyone, man.
That's true. I would say when I feel unmotivated, there's a few things. You got to know what motivates you, what gives you energy. One thing is you could talk to a mentor. So you can talk to someone to kind of like get you out of your rut. So if you're not feeling good, you can talk to someone that's doing well. That's your mentor. They can pump you up. They can say the right things. Another one is there's so many great videos on YouTube to watch.
Okay, okay.
Sometimes I just put motivational videos.
Who's your favorite to listen to?
There's a guy named Ed Milet. Have you heard of Ed Milet?
I have not.
He's incredible. This guy he has, I believe, that one of the top one or two podcasts when it comes down to personal development, self-development. He interviews celebrities, businessmen, sports athletes, and his show is called Max Out.
Got you. Okay, okay.
So yeah, Ed Milet. There's a lot of people that I like to listen to as well, but he's number one for sure. Yeah. So watch some videos to get you motivated, just to get you fired up, get you excited. And number three, man, like talk to your family. Maybe you guys probably don't have kids, but maybe talk to your parents and talk to them about your goals and dreams.
What would you? Did you have more on your list?
No, no, no. Yeah. But
Oh,
imagine if you promise your mom, hey, I'm gonna buy you a house, I'm gonna do this and this for you. That could motivate you too. You don't feel motivated one day, like talk to your parents, and your parents could be like, hey, I thought you were gonna take us on a trip to Jamaica. I thought you were gonna do this. You'd
no.
be like, all right, I need to get to work.
Would you say that? I mean, what would you say is the best investment for the future? Like, if you were to talk to someone who's trying to get into a solid investment for the years to come, what would you recommend?
I would say the product I mentioned earlier, max funded IUL, because instead of putting the money in the bank, you can put the money into this plan. It grows. It averages 8 to 10%. You can basically access it when you need it, use it like your own bank. You let this continue to grow over 30, 40 years. You can easily have couple 100,000, if not millions of dollars into this plan. And these plans really help you. It could help you set you up for life. It could set you up for life if you start this early.
What book would you say has impacted your life the most?
I would recommend two books for you guys. Number one is is this one. So 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class.
Writing that down. Give me a second.
Have you guys heard of it?
I've
No.
so 177 what?
177 mental toughness secrets of the world class.
Mental toughness. Okay, got you.
Yeah, so this guy Steve Siebold, he interviews millionaires, billionaires, and he came up with 177 secrets, like their mentality, their work ethic, their habits, how they think. And it's super easy read. It's just one, you can read one a day, two a day, like it's just numbers. So you can buy this book and just say, all right, I'm just gonna read one a day and apply what I learned. That's one. And then the next one is this, I really like this one too. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
I heard it.
It really teaches you, like it compares like the poor mentality versus wealthy millionaire mindset.
So is it safe to say that you're a millionaire?
I'm worth, yeah, I have.
You can't get into too much detail.
No, not too much details, but I'm worth a couple million bucks.
Yeah, I can read between the lines.
Couple million.
Hmm?
Wow. Wow. God is good, man. Wow.
No, for real. Um, you touched on your faith a lot, and we're also Christians as well who grew up in the faith. When it comes to your faith, was it something you was born into, uh, by your parents, or is this something that later on in life you found?
My parents were not Christians. I grew up, yeah, my parents didn't really believe much in any type of faith. And the first person that brought faith to us was, I believe it was my uncle. He was a pastor, Christian pastor here in the Bay Area. So he brought this Christianity to us. But I just never had strong faith in high school and college, just kind of got away from it. But what really made me want to get closer to faith was just the mentors. They say associations are everything. You hang out with people that have bad habits, that just focus on partying and girls and drugs. That's what you're going to be thinking about. That's what you're going to be doing. But if you hang out with mentors and the right people, that's talking about building wealth and getting rich and helping families and creating generational wealth and serving people, helping people, making a difference, making an impact, changing the world. That's how you're going to think too. And I've been blessed to have great mentors, people in our business that has just really showed a great example, and it made me want to get closer to it too. So I would say example associations. And then number two is go to church. Just like gym. Can you expect to go to gym like once a month and be fit? No,
No.
right? And same with church. I could go to church every week, and my wife and I, we started doing like classes where we can learn the Bible more and being
Mm,
around the right people so we
that's
can
dope.
study and learn the Bible more. Last Sunday, we're planning to get more involved in church now, give back to younger youth, give back to other people. So just being around the right people will influence you to think the right way.
Mm, that's a bar right there.
Yeah.
Mm,
What? What? You got something to say?
no, no, I'm sorry.
One of my biggest goals is to be massively impactful and influential. So, for someone who has those aspirations, what would you say is one of the best things that they can do?
I would just say keep doing what you're doing with these podcasts, because the more people you interview, the more you're learning. But I would say work on yourself every day, man. Work on yourself every single day. Read some of these books that I recommended. Uh, have the right associations, have the right people that's doing well. Try to be friends with them. Try to learn from them. Try to implement what they tell you, and just get uncomfortable every day. That's one thing I'm going to have my kids
Mm,
do. The only way we grow in life is by getting uncomfortable. So if you're kind of uncomfortable to talk to someone, just go do it, and then you're gonna grow from that experience. Like our business, we do a lot of things that's uncomfortable, like talking to people, making calls. Sometimes like there's something called prospecting, where you meet people and just talk to them about business or products or things like that. And I've always been very shy, introverted. But the more I did it, the more I came out of my comfort zone, the more natural it became, you
got
know?
you. So just focus on growth every day.
Focus on growing every day, intentional growth. So let's say you want to focus on leadership. You listen to leadership podcasts, you buy leadership books, and you learn about leadership. Let's say you want to become a better speaker. Maybe you can listen to classes on speaking, on how you can use different tones, use energy. Maybe take classes. Yeah, maybe take Zoom classes on how to be a better public speaker, more effective. Let's say
Got
you want to improve your mental toughness. There's books that improves your mental toughness, your mindset. So intentional personal growth, I would say it was the big one. And people don't make time for it. A lot of people make time for, yeah, I got to make time for TV. I got to make time for the sports game. But
bro.
a lot of wealthy people, they make time for personal development. They schedule it in their calendar. It's important to them. And this is like considered work. This is work that people don't see. And this is where work comes in, like developing yourself, because it's not fun. Oh man, I gotta go read a book. I'm so excited. You know, we're rather go hang out with our friends or watch a show or watch sports. But if you make it fun to like grow and learn, like you're gonna become so good. And then I would just say get uncomfortable every day, man. Do something that gets you out of your comfort zone every day, because that's how you grow and get better every day.
Got you.
Um, I think like him, one of my goals is to be impactful, but I think more than that, it's honestly, I just really want to be a millionaire one day, or wealthy. Um, but the thing is with that, from what I've seen and heard, it's like I think especially when coming from poverty or from having nothing, it's like people will see it as money hungry, or the love for the money, when it's just, I think it's deeper than that. And it seems to come off as other people as, it's just all about money with you, when it's like you're not trying to go back to how things were. So of course, money is,
Mm-hmm.
to me, money is everything. I mean, even in the Bible it says the love of money. Because you need it. So it's like, how do you not get lost in that?
Well, the love of money is the root of all evil, but that's for the love of money. But if you really focus on, in the Bible, it talks about just really loving your neighbors and really treating people with respect and treating everyone equally and really focus on giving back. And that's the mindset I've had, is just coming from a mindset of, hey, I'm just really here to help people, really here to provide education, provide value. And I feel like that's what I've done with I just started my social media, just some videos just to provide education. And a lot of people have said, hey, you know what, this information is powerful, and I could really see that you're a genuine person, and hey, I want to do business with you. You know? So when you're providing value to the marketplace and you're focused on really helping people, they can tell, they can get that feeling from you. And some people are going to want to do business with you. Right.
Mm.
And the next thing I'll say, the last thing I'll say about making an impact is just having a vision. For the longest time, I didn't have one. But if you have a vision, like, hey, this is my vision and this is what I want to do, just talk about it every single day to yourself. Like, there's something called affirmations. There's something called reading your goals and affirmations every day. That's one thing that successful people do. And
So
if you're saying this to yourself every day and you're talking to people about it every single day, then you're basically going to start attracting that.
so when you didn't have the vision, how did you find it? And when you did find the vision, how did it look?
Well, the vision is just really came from just what you're passionate about, like the difference you want to make in the world, the impact that you want to see. And sometimes it doesn't come overnight. Sometimes you'll get it maybe in the middle of the night. Sometimes you'll get it by talking to people. But and it always changes. It's not just one vision and then you're set for the rest of your life. Like I think one of your impact that you want to make is you want to teach like the younger generation certain mindsets, right?
Yeah, that's part of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, just stick with your vision, like the impact, the change that you want to make in this world. What are some problems that you see in this world that you want to change, that you want to improve, that you want to make an impact in? And for me, it was the financial world. Our goal is to help the next decade is to help over 10 million families achieve financial freedom, financial independence. Or I feel like from God, one of our vision is to create an academy called VIP Academy. And we're going to help children, especially because children is the future. We're going to have children all ages, and we're going to teach them how to improve in all areas of their life, with their faith, with their mindset of thinking positive, of having respect for each other,
What what
of loving each other.
what age would you plan on teaching?
Probably like 5 and up, 5
Yeah,
to
wow, yeah.
18 or higher. And
God,
it's just an environment where we can teach people about the right mindset, treating people right, teaching them faith, teaching them also fitness. The academy is not just teaching; it's going to be a lot of fun too. And one of the problems I see in America is just there's so much obesity, so much unhealthy people, and we want to change that in the kids early on. Teach them how to exercise, be fit, right?
you know
Eat
what
healthy.
You know what I think would be a good idea for you is like a financial literacy sleepaway camp where the kids they can exercise, they can learn, they can do, a whole bunch of the other things that you're saying, be taught great lessons, get the be get like workshops of like self-improvement, workshops on faith, teaching about the Bible, all in like a camp. I think that would be great for like
Yeah.
7 year olds. I would have loved something like that at that age. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what our goal is. That's what we plan on doing in the next couple of years, and we really just want to make an impact that way, you know?
Well,
Yeah,
Mr. Pan, that is all I have for you. Paul, you have any other wrap-up questions?
perfect. So great talking to you guys. If anyone ever needs like any type of questions or any type of education, you guys can reach out to me on my social media. My Instagram is Rob Chan.
In the description.
Yeah, Rob Chan, and my TikTok is Rob Chan, the Money Man. So you guys could always feel free to reach out, and I'm here to help you guys. All right.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Well,
Also,
great to meet you guys. Gladford, African Prince.